The things I do for YouTube. I could have easily ignored this, but I appreciate you guys too much, and I know you guys wanted to see this. And I'm gonna have to watch one of my old videos, so...
Lesbians are being told how to define our sexual orientation from people that aren't women or people that are not female. Surprise, surprise, I'm not surprised at all actually. To us, these are the people that are damaging the reputation of the LGBT community, which is why we want to distance ourselves from them. There, of course, are people like you, people like Calvin and Ryan and London and all these other trans-binary people that are amazing people, but I think they aren't getting as much credibility as the people that are screaming about 97 genders.
Hey there my dudes, I am Laddie and welcome to another video, and I guess we can just get into this whole thing. I am making a video which has been requested a bunch of my comments and with my friends and things like this about the whole Arielle Sarcella, what's that? Arielle, you know who I'm talking about, the issues that the trans community are having with her and she's having with the trans community and everything that's been going on. And I've been so busy with uni, I haven't really got around to it and I wasn't going to, but she actually didn't put the name or anything like that of the video or really speak about it much, but she used a photo of one of my videos, which I'm gonna react to today, but I'm scared because it's literally baby me before I even took testosterone and everything, and oh my god, the cringe is going to be real. A video that I did about her and about genital preferences and all this kind of stuff ages ago. So basically she made this video recently, which is the one that she used the clip in, saying I'm going to distance myself from the sort of what she called the radical left, radical whatever side of the LGBT community, who were like freaking out at her and she didn't want to be part of it, she wanted to distance herself from it and all this kind of stuff. But I don't see how using that video that I particularly used had anything to do with it, because I was actually very fair. I definitely wasn't any kind of radical in that video. But what's been happening is people, after seeing Noah's video, Noah made a video on Arielle basically saying that she is like a basically definition of a TERF.
She's somebody within these two communities that is doing a lot of harmful things, and I don't feel like enough people are telling her that it's wrong. And that's not to say that there aren't people out there that are telling her what she's doing is harmful, but she doesn't listen, and she doesn't care. Something that's really pushed me over the edge into making this video is that people within our community have made videos and have made tweets defending her transphobia as if it's okay, and that's like, not to be an activist, but I'm not okay with that.
Please check out that video. I will leave a few clips in here as well because I might as well, but go check it out before you watch this. And also Jamie made a video, and I'm sure a bunch of other people have made videos about it, just looking through why exactly she is very problematic. So I wasn't going to make this video because I was like, everyone else is covering it much better than I ever could. I don't have enough time to go through everything. I'm so busy with uni, hence why I've been away for like 2 weeks in between videos. I have so many projects due this week and next week and in the next week. It was crazy. So I guess we should just get into what's been happening other than what I've already told you. So the kind of stuff that she's saying sounds kind of like LGB Alliance stuff. LGB Alliance is a group of people who basically want to take the T, which is the trans part, out of LGBT. The LGB Alliance basically don't think that we should be included in the same as if I'm honest, I probably should let's have a look what they like to class themselves as. Okay, so I just bumped into the LGB Alliance Twitter. So this is an example. So we're a self-funded organisation. We depend on supporters to help us. They've actually got a .org.uk. We see advancing the interests of LGBT people, which we see as being in danger right now. We believe that attempts to introduce confusion between biological sex and the notion of gender are harming LGBT people. One way to protect same-sex attracted people is, for example, to encourage organisations to record numbers of LGBT employees separately to numbers of transgender employees. Information would enable the development of... I don't have an issue with that. you can record different types of sexualities and gender identities differently, because at the end of the day, gender is different to sexuality. You can record it differently if you want, but yeah. So basically what they're saying is they don't want the T part to be in the LGBT, especially when speaking about rights and stuff. But the thing is, they've got to remember is, in the beginning, transgender people and LGB plus people were together. In the Stonewall riots, the person who was practically at the front of much of the movement is a transgender woman. A lot of people in this alliance and people who are saying the kind of things that, I'm not saying that she is the same as this, but I mean basically with the kind of videos that she makes, which I'll explain later. There's a lot of people, and they may not name themselves LGB Alliance, but they have this viewpoint where they have gotten a lot of rights. There's definitely not all the way rights for LGB people and LGBT people in general, but they've gotten a lot of rights, and but they don't have enough. So what they've decided to do is to drop the part of LGBT that is still trying to move forward with their rights, that is struggling with a lot in the media and a lot of things like this, which trans people are. We're struggling at the moment. We're, a few decades behind LGB rights at the moment, but we're trying to catch up. And so what a lot of people in their mindset have decided to do is say, you know what, let's just leave them behind, and then let's us get more rights without them, because they're kind of dragging us down. And when in reality, in the beginning, we all helped each other. Trans people helped the rest of LGB get the rights, especially when it comes to marriage and things like this. And now we're trying to ask for the same equality. Then other people are coming in and being like, well, actually, you're kind of dragging us down, and humans are selfish, so we're just going to move on and leave you behind. So yes, people are going to disagree with this video. Feel free to comment down below. Despite that rant of the whole LGB thing, yeah, Jamie made a video on it, much better than my video would be. I want to say I understand why they're doing it, because, there's so much stigma at the moment. There has been and still is stigma behind the LGB part of it, but there's so much at the moment weird hostility towards the T part of it. I don't know why people care so much, but there's this whole big thing around trans people and trans people just trying to live their best lives, and that trans people are encroaching on other people's rights, when most of us just are trying to live our life and live normally and happily and get on with it and not bother anyone else and have them not bother us. But all they do is they listen to this small loud group of people that, yes, okay, there are radical left people who are trans or just LGBT in general that are like doing crazy shit. But that is such a small group compared to the people who you don't hear about, because they're just living their lives. And so you've decided to take what that small group of people do out on a whole bunch more people that are just acting normally. And I don't know what else I can say, because you're just going to disagree with me. And anyone who's got the same mindset as Arielle is just going to disagree with me. So I kind of want to get into the mindset of the kind of things she said. So one of the main reasons I actually was thinking of making this was I was going to make one again originally, but I was going to make a video of revisiting people I'd reacted to, but I feel like she needed a whole individual video, not just a small section of one. And I saw Noah's video and watched through it, and there were a few points that I was really like, okay, I need to say what I think about this online.
Straight couple in the eyes of society because you look male, even though, again, your chromosomes are probably XX. Like, I don't know what your chromosomes are, Jamie, and I'm not trying to be triggering to you, but if people saw you on the street, they would assume that you are a male. You're presenting as a man, you pass for cis is really what I'm trying to say. So yeah, in the eyes of society, you pass as a man, your girlfriend passes as a woman, you would be seen as a straight couple.
According to the LGB Alliance's beliefs, we would be categorized as lesbians.
If you're a trans guy that has not gone on testosterone and that has not had any permanent body changes, and you're still calling yourself a straight couple, I question that.
So pretty much what she's saying in this video is, hey guys, your sexuality and your gender are determined by how other people perceive you. Which is obviously not true at all. Like, that's not how it works.
I understand that a lot of people like to make these kind of, not even edgy videos, they try and make these like, oh, this is fact, stop being so triggered about it videos. Why? I don't understand why people have to be so logical about it. Why, like, I'm a logical guy, I'm doing physics, I like to think about things logically, but I don't understand why people have to be so specific about things. Why people have to go, well, actually, like, if it's going to make someone feel dysphoric or hurt someone, why do you have to bring it up? And a lot of people saying, well, we live in society where you can't just ignore facts these days. You have to. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not ignoring the fact. For example, me, I get people say to me a lot, well, technically, if you're with your ex-girlfriend, it's lesbian sex and it's straight. If you're with if you're with a guy now, and I'm like, why do you have to bring it up? Why? A lot of people, like, and I actually agree really with what Noah says, is basically I don't think she cares, and I don't think this is going to do anything, but I just thought I'd say what I was feeling about this on the internet. Don't even think she's going to watch this. And if she does get far enough in this video for me to actually try and explain both sides of what I was saying in my original video, which a lot of people don't because they're lazy and they decide to react after not really watching anything. I'm lazy too, don't even worry about it, but I actually have watched a lot of this stuff now. In her videos she says, I have nothing against trans people in the way, just in general, people who are trying to like properly transition and this and that, or I'm not transphobic, or I'm not this specific negative, or at least what we see as negative labeled that people give her. But then she'll do something to particularly counteract that. So for example, her not being against trans people. If you look at her channel, I mean, I can literally scroll down her channel now and there'll be something negative. So other people state, oh, they're just factual videos, topic videos, but it'll be like, men identify as women and escape prison, it's happening. Thousands of trans teens want to detransition. It's like some weird anti-trans propaganda in between a bunch of lesbian shit. It'll be about queer extremists, and then it'll go down a bit more, and then it'll be another thing about trans people. And then she also speaks a lot about not speaking for different communities, and then she'll speak for a certain community. And then I can't believe she has trans friends. It's unbelievable, but you know, I understand why you're getting angry. If a community's lashing out at you, like a whole bunch of people in one community are lashing out at you, you're going to want to run away from them. So I understand why, and I understand why people are, because it's such a new thing, people are scared that there's going to be this wave of cis men that are going to try and dress up as women and like attack people, or, you know, I don't know, your lesbian way of life is going to be encroached upon by someone who happens to have the genitalia that you don't particularly, you know, say you like, who's a woman, and you're gonna get like your rights as a lesbian are gonna be taken away from you. That is really the kind of things people are scared of. It's this whole scare value that has been in the media, and it's just been it's been in the media for as long as we know with LGB people. But more recently, it's been seen as okay that in the media you can say all this shit. I mean, just watch anything that Piers Morgan says.
You and I had this debate about the 100 genders. Yeah. I made the point, if literally you can now identify in 100 different ways your gender, including two-spirit person and all this other stuff, then I'm entitled to identify as a two-spirit penguin. In other words, there are no limits. And what's interesting is, you want me to respect all those 100 genders, however ludicrous some of them are, but you have zero respect for my right to identify myself in any way I see fit. So in other words, it's one rule for you. You say everyone's entitled to say they can be whatever they want. But the moment I decide that I want to be a two-spirit penguin, you go absolutely nuts and want to control how I self-identify. That's not how it works. Point I'm making. That is not transphobic. That is exposing a flaw in your position.
He says all this stuff about trans people, and a bunch of other people on it that are broadcast worldwide on the TV. They'll say this stuff about trans people. They'll say, I'm not transphobic, but your identity doesn't exist unless it's within these particular confines that I see as correct. And if they said that about a gay person or a lesbian person, being like, to be fair, I don't think your sexuality exists, and I think it's a choice, because you can't just be born with a particular in-between sexuality. It's weird. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? But they say that those kind of things about trans people all the time. They say, yeah, but non-binary, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But if someone said, yeah, but being gay is ridiculous, isn't it? Piers Morgan on national TV said, yeah, but it's kind of ridiculous, isn't it, being gay? People would freak out, but it's because we're such a small community, people like Arielle get to just say, oh yeah, it's kind of ridiculous and this and that, and only so many of us can retaliate back. So this video is, I'm a lesbian woman and I'm leaving the insane progressive left.
I'm not one of them.
And it starts with this really annoying, cringy thing where she says, I'm not one of them, and there's someone screaming. And that's an issue. So she's representing that as being the community. And I know her video is specifically about the insane progressive left. But what she speaks about in the video, I'll show you some examples in a minute, is as if all of this side of the community are the insane progressive left.
I'm Arielle. I'm a lesbian, and I don't think gender is a social construct. I don't think cis straight white men are evil. I don't believe that genital preferences are transphobic or that there are 97 genders.
I don't think she watched my video. Literally 13 seconds into the video, she uses a clip of me here. I made a 40-minute long video basically saying our genital preferences transphobic, and I was reacting to an old video she made with Jacqueline Glenn. And in the video, I know I start my videos pretending to be triggered about things. That's kind of what I used to do. And then I would always, by the end of the video, every video I made, I'd always balance it. Because in that video, I think she must have assumed, based on how I started it and based on how I looked, I was a pre-T, young-looking, kind of annoying, high-pitched voice trans man who was making those kind of videos on the internet. And she must have assumed that I was insane progressive left, and I was going to just be ranting about it. In the video, which we'll look at in a minute of mine, which I'm scared to look at, I was definitely not insane progressive left, and if she'd watched it, she would have realised I was very fair on her, and I tried to explain both sides, and it really annoys me that I'm like, I know a lot of people are going to be annoyed at me saying that I'm not actually left. I'm not a conservative, don't even worry about it, but I'm a centrist, very much a centrist, in the way that I like to try and understand why both sides of an argument are feeling that way and find what my sort of centrist common ground opinion is, and try and bring people together. That is what I try and do. People don't like that. People often don't like centrists. They like you to be opinionated. I'm opinionated, but I'll listen. And that's what I think she doesn't understand. Okay, this is a hard one to make because I don't know how I can explain to people. All I want to do is explain. And if anyone watches this, I want to say, look, Arielle is just trying to do her thing. What her thing is very toxic and is causing more issues and more shit that I have to get in my comment section on the daily. And it really does annoy me because, you know, she's going around saying, well, I'm not trying to harm you, and then your entire community is coming after me. No, Arielle, like, the stuff you do and the stuff people put out there does harm me and the community because we have to get this shit in the comments and in real life, and it's just adding on to the stigma we already have against us. So yeah, you know what, Arielle, you might as well, why not add another one on there, another one on the pile.
Around with shirts that say kill TERFs. I don't think like these people, and I no longer want to be associated with them. I've reached peak LGBT. This is my coming out video.
It says she reaches her max LGBT, but what does that have anything to do with the people who she says is mentally ill and crazy and, like, you know, attacking her and things like this? She pops up videos of YouTubers making normal videos about the problematic stuff that she said in her video, which is a lot to do with why does she have to make these videos. She says a lot of things that would cause a lot of dysphoria for a lot of people when she doesn't need to be saying them. It's not helping anyone, it's only hindering the people who are going to get a lot of dysphoria and other things from it. And I think that's a lot of the issue that people have with her.
Harassed, then by members of my own community.
I don't think it has anything to do with the left at all. because people being pissed off at you, and she's conveniently only shown the people who are like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna do this. Some of the tweets, if you read through them that are sent to her on the screen there, a lot of them are just absolutely nuts, people, you know, threatening her life. But a lot of the tweets are generally like, you are a bigot and you're ignorant, but that's mainly because of insert a list of valid things that she said in the past that have just been kind of cunty, really. It doesn't make any sense. You can make a video saying, I denounce the crazy parts of the, you know, the crazy, insane, like radical parts of the transgender community, which I'm sure, yeah, okay, I'll say it. Oh, I denounce when people are trying to, like, I don't know, scream at other people and attack them in public in my community. You don't have to make every other video on your channel about those people in the community, because then it makes it look like the entirety of the trans community are these people. I haven't seen you make a video saying, oh, you make a video speaking to trans people, but it's mostly speaking to them and being like, oh, look, let's just let this trans person for a good 20 minutes validate my fucked up opinions. Not as much in proportion, I'm sure you do. And I've seen a few where, you know, you had Sam on your videos, you had a few other people who are trans speaking about that kind of stuff. But I think the issue is that you are only focusing in on this small group of people. And I think in any community, there are absolute nutters. You don't make videos about the crazy part of the lesbian community. You don't make videos about the crazy part of the gay community. I mean, as much, I'm sure you've found some way to make a video about everything to do with that, but you just don't make that. And you're on about how the LGB Alliance, which is one of the things that I can understand, which I'm trying to understand, is that the LGB Alliance are scared that, for example, as you said in one of the videos, that lesbian people and like lesbian rights and things like this, activism, is being mentioned less in these modern reports compared to trans people. And I understand that. I feel like that should be evened out. I know we've got to speak a lot more about trans rights, but if you're speaking more about that, you should also have the same inclusivity with lesbian rights and gay and just bisexual, whatever. Everything else you need to also speak about equally, because that's the thing with equality. Even though there needs to now be a catch-up with trans people's rights to LGB rights at the moment, it still needs to be talked about equally, because there's still so much room for it to move. So I understand that part of it. I really am trying to understand these things. But let's get on to my video, because honestly, I'm going to have to cut this video down so much. I've been speaking for like 30 minutes.
Hey there my dudes, I am Laddie and welcome to another video. So this video is, let's call it controversial. A bit like Marmite, you're gonna either love it or you're gonna hate it.
I'm gagging right now at the fucking cringe of me. Oh my god. You guys, people watched me back then. People watched me back then. I mean, you guys still watch me, which is still a bloody miracle. But back then, oh my god, that's so cringy. Who was I trying to be?
As anyone who's been watching my channel for long enough knows, I always try to have a mid-ground with everything, or I try to step back and look at something and have a mid-ground on everything. And I am trying with this, but some of the things that the people in this video are saying annoy me. They make me irritated.
Yeah, I literally said some of the things said in this video make me irritated, kind of maybe verging on anger, but let's get into it. Oh, radical. Oh, shiver me timbers, watch out. Fucking Toby's gonna come get you. He's mildly irritated.
Just to be transparent, I don't want anyone to go on their videos hating. That's not what this channel's about. This is just simply about bringing back what I consider to be true feminism.
To be fair, I have the exact same reaction when she's like, let's bring back true feminism. That is her whole like turf thing going on. And she's basically like reposted or something, no one mentioned it in this video, turf things, and basically most of the things she says seems pretty turfy. So I mean, I've made a video on turfs before, so you'll know where I stand on them, but it's still like I hate the true feminism thing because trans women are women, but some dickheads don't see it that way. So the thing about in this video that I think I realised, go watch it. It's literally a 40-minute long video, so have fun with that one. If you want some long ass laddie content, feel free. But basically, I think the issue is she always used these really extreme examples of what people say. No, most of us just don't want you to keep making videos about the fact that you don't like. I mean, I'm sure there have been, basically the moral of this story, which I say somewhere near the end when I'm chatting about it.
Sensitive to that kind of stuff. Look at that fucking smug grin on her face. Like, look at this joke I just made, isn't it so hilarious?
I absolutely hate myself so much. Oh my god. Oh, I can't watch these old videos without cringing.
The best way of saying it is I can just show you this clip.
For example,
Violence, man. Violence. Emotional violence is a thing.
but do we know she prefers fat guys, skinny guys, black guys, fucking white guys, Indian guys? Do we know any of those preferences about her? No. We just know that she wouldn't date trans people. Why? I'm sure you have a bunch of other preferences that would hurt people's feelings, but you're like, oh, there's no point in making a video about that because it'll just hurt people's feelings for no reason. Oh, you don't say.
Oh, that's so good, Aaron. That's so good. Oh, that's good.
You don't make videos saying, or some people do, I'm sure, but she wouldn't make videos being like, oh, I don't like this particular type of woman, I think this is disgusting, I think this is... All we know is that she doesn't like that. Why are you making that video? It's not about the preferences. There are plenty of people who I'm sure have probably... Like, I haven't known about it, but I've been turned down by people in the past, I know, shocking. But I'm sure those people could have possibly done it because they didn't like the fact that I was trans or what I'd have, you know, because they knew I was like pre-op. They might have stopped speaking to me because of that, but they didn't feel the need to constantly let me and other people know that that's exactly what they wouldn't want in a person, because it would make people feel uncomfortable. And yet you make God knows how many videos basically just trashing on the community, saying, oh no, it's not the community, it's just, we're just speaking about the insane ones, and then kind of equating when you speak about it in the videos to like everyone. And people are just getting mad. We don't want people pretending to be us, you know, pretending to be a woman and harassing someone in the ladies' toilets. We don't want that. But a lot of people seem to put it out there as though we do want that. Of course we don't. This video is going to be a long one. I'm going to cut it down as much as I can. I hope anyone who was pissed off at the beginning of the video about this idea of the video has at least watched through. I've tried to explain in the best way possible. I doubt the kind of people that are going to be watching this angrily are actually going to stick around for this long to actually listen to my points and or be rational enough to not suddenly comment something angry, or to actually listen to me and say that, oh, you're just saying this because you're triggered or you're angry. No. I'm so zen nowadays. I've got a lot of uni work. I'm not really worried about the community anymore. I'm kind of living my life as a dude now, you know, like presenting as one. It doesn't have to like come up all the time now. And whereas there be these people online like Arielle going out there just trying to make it harder for the stigma behind the community, making it less easy for me to just live my life and be open about being trans. And yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. There might be another video soon, might not be, I don't know. I'm being chill with YouTube right now. I've just been trying to, you know, live my life without it being an activist statement every 5 seconds. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you guys know when I come back and post more videos. I hope this isn't too long of a video, but I bet it's gonna be. Thank you guys for watching. See ya. I'm like, damn, bitch, you doing too much. She like, shut up, ho. Bitch, I ain't doing enough. Ass and titties, ass and titties. Shake that ass and titties, bounce that ass and titties. Yeah, that was going in the video. You guys should have clicked away already. What are you doing? Go watch my other videos. Like them all. Today's look as well. Very gay. Got some rainbow socks because obviously I'm a radical progressive left. Do we like what I'm wearing, kids? T-shirt on my back. Boots because why not?